Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to review the trailer for the 2011 movie called Jerusalem Countdown. This is a biblical inspired end of times film. And of course, it leads up and builds up to the mysterious or mystery vanish involving millions of people suddenly disappearing all over the world, of course. But in the meantime, there's a story that courses through his way. I recently sat down to review this particular trailer because it pertains to the Bible and the Revelations part of the Bible, which of course is about end time prophecies or end time events. So I sat down and it amazed me that this film stars some of my greatest heroes on TV, such as Lee Majors and Stacy Keach. So I said, wow, those guys are doing biblical related films now. So, at some point in their life, they realized that this is valuable and this is the stuff that people needs to know. And of course, if people know they're acting in those type of films, then they would be drawn to watch them. Hey, I was a big fan of Lee Majors as the Bionic Man when he played that and when he played Coach Severs. So he's playing another type of modern day hero. And of course, his role isn't villainous. He's one of the heroes in his film. So when I watched the trailer, I saw him do some cool stuff. I was like, yeah, way to go. Yeah. I grew up watching Lee Majors and I grew up watching Stacy Keach too. I watched him as Mike Hammer. But that is another story. So those guys are in this film. So I was like, way cool. So I was anxious to watch the trailer. Okay, so I'm sitting down to review the trailer right now as we speak. Here we go. Okay, it starts off. It seems like a action cop drama or something. It's in modern day times. Okay, somebody just said that the CIA are heavily involved with studying and researching biblical end times prophecies. Okay, they're showing Washington, D.C. A lot is happening now at this particular time, of course. Somebody is mentioning the Israeli-Arabic war conflict over Jerusalem. So it looks like something is trying to reunite or rekindle that to make war in the Middle East. So that, war leads to the end times, and it's a part of the end times, okay? All right, they're showing Lee Majors, and he's explaining about the end times prophecy. He said it's far worse than you can ever imagine, or it's far greater in significance and importance than anything you've ever encountered. In other words, somebody came in and started shooting. Lee Majors, his character, returned fire, of course. So it's got cops and robbers type of things in here, type of ingredients and elements, because a cop is on the case. He's trying to study the case, which involves the end time prophecies, of course, and he learned about government association with that very thing. Okay, it seems like the governments are tied to something enormously big. They're not showing a savior at this point, but we know what it all leads to and builds to. A particular savior that comes around and guarantees world peace, of course. It's showing Lee Majors' character again. They're showing Stacy Keach's character. He's saying a little bit. Okay, it appears that now everything is coming full circle and the vanish is nearby. I'm not going to spoil it for you all. I'm not going to reveal anything else. The trailer was solid, spot on. And it seems like it has a bit of the Pelican Brief in it, or the Da Vinci Code, where you have mysterious characters sneaking around doing villainous stuff. I think the film is worth looking at. All right, let me know how you feel about it.